Back with another one, MJ the Tech. As you all know, I haven't been in front of the camera for a long time now. I think it's been 2 weeks that I haven't uploaded any video. It's due to the fact that I haven't been feeling well for the past 2 weeks, been at the hospital, and after that I had flu, couldn't edit. My voice was like, no, we're not doing videos now. So I don't have much of a choice. So just to try and bring up the speed again, just to show you guys that I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna be doing brake discs and pads on my car. I'm sure you guys are tired of brake pads on this channel, because I've done 3. I've done the Polo, I've done the M4. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing my Picanto. I thought it would be a better video if I also do discs. So my discs have a ridge, so I actually hate it because I'm a technician and every day I quote people to do discs when they have a very bad ridge or skim them. But I thought to myself, why not just replace them? Because they're not that expensive. It's a Kia Picanto and it's like, how much? I paid like 1,200 and something for their brake discs and pads together. So I thought to myself, I'm not gonna skim them because the ridge was pretty bad. And I didn't like it because when my brake pads finishes, before it finishes completely, the brake disc ridge touches the brake pad behind side. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a mini video for you guys when I'm gonna be doing my front discs and brake pads. And foremost, obviously, I'm gonna start by lifting up the car and remove the wheels. But I'm gonna remove one side. I'm not gonna pay a lot of attention on doing brake pads because you guys can just refer to my old videos how I do brake pads on my cars. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the wheels and jack up the car and put it on a trestle. You all know I always jack up my car and I put a trestle right there, because it's not that I don't trust my jack, but you can always trust that thing just in case it fails, and it mustn't fall on me or hurt anyone that will be near the car. So I always have a trestle there. So now I'm here for this. As you all can see, what is a ridge? A ridge is this lip that it forms on the disc that you guys can visibly see. So the brake pads is here, touching just right there, making contact there, and then the ridge over time grows. So I'm only here to do the discs, but I'm also gonna do the brake pads because they're pretty worn. So I'm gonna go ahead and start stripping. First of all, I'm gonna push out my brake pads like I always do on my other videos, and then second of all, I'm gonna remove the caliper. The caliper is in my way to be able to remove the disc. The disc is this whole piece where the brake pad slows down the car and makes contact with the disc. So this is a disc, this is studs, and this is the caliper. This whole unit that holds the brake pad unit is the caliper. This is a caliper. So I'm gonna get that out of my way and move it over. After moving it over, I'm gonna explain more further what I do to the disc. As you all can see, behind the caliper, there's only 2 bolts. There's that bolt, there's only that bolt. I don't know what size it is, but I will mention what size it is. And then there should be another one underneath, which is that one. That is the second bolt. So I'm gonna go ahead and start stripping out the caliper. Now I have the caliper out of the way. It's not advisable to just let it hang because you're stressing the brake fluid line. I'm sorry about that. I don't have cable ties. Usually I just hang it over here with the cable ties so that I don't stress the brake line that runs the brake fluid to the brake caliper. So I have the caliper off with the 2 bolts. Those 2 bolts were 17mm bolts. I used a spanner on the top one and also on the bottom one because on the top one I couldn't fit my ratchet and socket. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the disc. As you all can see, the disc is now exposed. If you just look closely, you can see the ridge. I don't like that. There's no brake shatter, there's nothing, but I didn't like the ridge. As you all can see, the ridge is pretty bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the disc. So I only need to loosen this two, 1 and 2. Sometimes they're very tight. Just knock it a little bit with a hammer and a star so that you can remove the brake discs. That was pretty quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the disc, the old one. Sometimes due to rust, it sits very tight, so I'm just gonna knock it a little bit. Still very tight. Pretty tight. That was a bit of a challenge, but I had to knock it at the back where I'm not supposed to. But this is an old brake disc, so I don't really care that much. As you all can see, the ridge is pretty bad. I knocked it right there. Don't try this at home. Don't do that to knock out discs, because you're damaging the disc surface. So just try and knock it out on the front, because this rust holds it tight here. But then now the disc is out, I'm gonna go ahead and get the new set of discs and see if they're the same, because they use the VIN number to order the discs. And then after that, I'm gonna fit them right back in with the new brake pads. So these are the new brake discs. I'm gonna go ahead and open them quickly. Ooh, this looks pretty sweet. I'm just gonna put it next to the old one so you guys can see the difference. There's no ridge here. This is a brand new disc. So I'm gonna go ahead, before I fit it, put it next to the old one and show you guys what is the difference when I mean by a ridge. There's no ridge right there, but let me show you guys on the old one how bad it was. That was pretty quick. I have the new brake disc on. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fit in brake pads. I told you guys I'm not gonna spend a lot of time explaining on how to fit brake pads, because I've already done a brake pads video. Coming together. I've now fitted the caliper. I'm gonna go ahead and fit in the new brake pad. So I just tightened that one and the bottom one there. My camera doesn't want to focus there. That bottom one there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fit in the brake pads. I'm just gonna raise the caliper. I've already pushed it out, as you all saw on the video earlier, that I pushed it out because the brake pad wouldn't come out if the ridge was still in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and fit in the new brake pads, one here and one on the other side. So this looks so beautiful. Yo, can't wait to go on a drive with it, with new brake discs and brake pads. So these are the new brake pads. I went with Safeline because it was closer to where I was. So these are the new brake pads. I'm gonna go ahead and fit them. They have that small plate. The small plate is a wear limit indicator, so I'm gonna go ahead and fit them in on the car. I'm not gonna explain a lot on brake pads because I already did a video on it. Let me go ahead and fit in the brake pads. Just like that, I've fitted the front discs and pads. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything back together on this side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I won't show much of footage on it. It will be on time lapse when I'm doing the other side, and then I'm gonna go ahead and assemble everything and go do the very same thing that I just did on this side on the other side. Just like that, one side is done. I'm gonna go ahead and attack the other side. And just like that, I am done doing front brake pads and brake discs. I'm gonna assemble everything back together. And last but not least, double check your brake fluid level because it might raise up as soon as you push back the pistons of the brake caliper. And then don't forget to pump your brakes, because if you just go and drive the car right away, it's just gonna not brake. It won't brake at all. There won't be brake fluid pressure inside the system. So please, first pump your brakes until you feel the brake pedal becomes a bit harder, and then you can go ahead and drive your car with new brake discs and brake pads. Now I'm done doing the front brake pads and brake discs. I'm gonna go ahead and pump the brake pedal because there's literally no pressure on the brake pedal. And literally, as you can see, it goes down to the floor, and then as you pump it, it builds up brake pressure. And then yeah, now it's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and drive the car, and then now I am just done doing whatever I was doing on the car. Now I'm done doing front brake discs and brake pads on my car. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I've had a video that is already done on the M4 S55 doing the tappet cover, but I'm having challenges with the app that I'm using to edit, so everything is not really coming out pretty well, and the editing, the app is too slow because the video is pretty big. But then I'll make a plan, try and get it out by next week, and see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.